Whistleblowers from a Swiss bank have come forward claiming that the bank was helping wealthy Americans hide billions of dollars from the IRS even after they had been prosecuted. The bank was prosecuted just not a few years ago for doing the same thing. They're criminals. They don't look like criminals because they got this nice suit on. You know, they're dressed up in a suit. They got a white shirt. They got a tie on. So they don't look like criminals. They're absolutely criminals. Pick it up from there.
Yeah, so what these whistleblowers have come forward telling us, and this is a Credit Suisse, which is now not even a bank. UBS basically bought them out after they had failed repeatedly and got bailed out by, the Swiss government. But these whistleblowers said, listen, under United States government sanctions, we were put under these strict orders. You couldn't do this. You couldn't have these accounts. You couldn't hide money. And we're here to tell you, because they came to the federal government and said this, we've been doing it. We have all of these documents. We have evidence that we've been destroying documents. We've been hiding all of this. They've been telling us to hide it. They've been putting quotas on us for how many people's accounts we had to sign up. It is just a criminal enterprise from top to bottom.
Okay, do you remember, Eric Holder, 2014, says, look, you guys have been, you have sham entities where you're saying that this American citizen actually is a corporation and he's a British corporation. And therefore, that's one way to hide money. They destroyed account records for that made up entity. They actually hand delivered cash in America. They would show up in Miami and with boxes of cash for this person that they're trying to squirrel away from paying taxes. They changed nationalities for people. That's what this bank did. Now, that's what Eric Holder found them doing in 2014. You know what? Nobody went to prison. Just like Eric Holder on HSBC, where we found the banks were washing money for terrorists that were killing American soldiers and American contractors. 16 pages where they admit doing that. Eric Holder throws nobody in prison, and that's why this is happening again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if these executives had been walked away in handcuffs, if they were in orange jumpsuits picking up trash on the side of the road, the next CEO is not going to do this same crap. But because they know, okay, we can make X amount of money before we get caught. When we get caught, we will have to pay out this amount. So we'll make a profit of, whatever X over Y. That's our profit.
Why doesn't the Department of Justice prosecute these people? We talked about it last week, where even Ronald Reagan prosecuted 800 bankers, threw 800 bankers in prison. That hasn't been done with Bill Clinton, wasn't done with Bush, wasn't done with Obama, wasn't done with Trump, certainly wasn't done when they had them dead to rights. They had them signing documents. We did all these bad things, and nobody's prosecuted. What's up?
Well, that's where all of these Justice Department lawyers want to go work when they leave office, or that's where they came from before they went to the DOJ. These are their friends. These are the people they grew up with. We went to law school together. We're not gonna get you. Don't worry.
Eric Holder, great example, right? Covington Burling, their specialty is defending white collar criminals. He comes from Covington. Obama takes him out of that firm, puts him in to the AG in America. He's the guy that makes all these decisions. He lets all of these criminals go, and then the story really ends well for him. Covington Burling hires him back. They triple his salary. They give him this luxurious office on the 5th floor where it basically has the entire floor. That's the payoff for not prosecuting, right?
Yep, and that's where he came from. That's where he returned to as soon as he retired. And that's what we see, because we're not picking attorneys general who come from, your firm. Hell, this country would be a much different place if we did. We'd see a lot more people in jail. But we're getting the corporate defense lawyers who made their fortunes defending these people, and they continue it once they get power.
Yeah. Is it a bad thing not to want to hire stupid people? A pizza shop in Ohio is taking heat for putting up a sign that says, "We're now hiring non-stupid people." I don't know. What? Yeah, okay, so they're catching criticism because they're saying, we don't want stupid people working for us. That doesn't sound like such a bad thing. I guess we do it around we are pretty smart people around here. I don't think we put a sign out, but pick it up.
Yeah, you've got this pizza, Santino's Pizzeria, just outside of Columbus, Ohio. They needed employees, so they put up a sign that they thought this will be funny. Now hiring non-stupid people. Well, of course, it gets on the internet. Everybody starts freaking out. I mean, for the life of me, look, I'm a progressive guy. I'm online all the time. I don't understand the outrage of this. Like, why is that? Why are you mad about this? It's a joke. They're not literally pulling in potential applicants and saying, well, hang on there. Are you stupid? Get the hell out of my... That's not happening. It's a joke.
Exactly. It's like Bill Maher and all the comics are saying right now. It's like these folks need a safe space. I need a safe space. How dare you say something like that? It's a joke. That's all this is. I mean, and so this pizza, I think probably what we're going to find, it's really improved their sales because the assumption is there's no stupid people working there.
Well, and I will say too, look, on my segments I do every day, I call people stupid, I think at least once a day. So I'm not, above the fray on this. Yeah. If it's bad for me to call people stupid, I'm sorry. But if I see something stupid, I'm going to call it stupid. I don't think that's discriminatory.
Yeah.
And if this pizza place wants to make a joke, we've driven by businesses that have jokes on their boards and their signs. Churches will have jokes. It's sometimes folks focus on the bigger issues because a pizza place hiring not stupid people,
yeah.
especially in Ohio where we've got a toxic plume of chemicals that could kill people. Maybe redirect the anger.
How about leave your safe space for just a minute? How about that?